Welcome, dear viewers and subscribers. If you haven't yet joined our community, kindly hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more inspiring stories. Today we journey into the life of Sarah, a woman blessed with a divine voice that touched the heavens. In a small town renowned for its faith, there lived a young woman named Sarah. Her voice was not just a melody, it was a symphony, a gift from above. When she sang, people felt a divine presence, an almost tangible connection to the Almighty. Sarah's talent was a legacy, a treasured inheritance from her mother and grandparents, all known for their heavenly voices. As the lead vocalist of her church choir, she played a pivotal role in their international acclaim. Trophies and accolades were won, largely due to Sarah's extraordinary talent. With her, the choir soared to celestial heights. They were not just a choir, they were a beacon of hope, a testament to faith. But as Sarah's fame grew, so did her pride, clouding the humility that once defined her. Sarah's growing arrogance began to cast a shadow over her divine gift. As the accolades piled up, so did Sarah's ego. She started to believe that without her, the choir was nothing more than a group of average singers. She became convinced that her voice was the only thing keeping them afloat in the sea of international acclaim. This pride didn't go unnoticed. Her fellow choristers, church leaders, and even her own family saw the change in her. They tried to counsel her, to remind her that every gift is from above and should be used with humility and gratitude. But Sarah, cocooned in her pride and arrogance, turned a deaf ear to their words. One particular Sunday, her arrogance reached its zenith. During a service, a heated argument broke out. Sarah, in a fit of rage, stormed out of the church, leaving behind a stunned congregation. As she stepped outside, a sudden and fierce gust of wind blew. Sparkles, as if carried by the wind itself, flew into her eyes. And in that moment, a divine intervention of sorts occurred. Sarah's voice, her divine gift, ceased. She could not sing, she could not even speak properly. Imagine a vocalist whose voice touched hearts and won awards, suddenly robbed of her ability to sing. The gift that she had taken for granted, that she had arrogantly believed to be her own, was snatched away. Her world, once filled with melodies and applause, plunged into silence. Her arrogance had led to a fall so steep it seemed impossible to climb back. Doctors were baffled. No medical intervention could restore her voice. Prayers seemed to go unanswered. The once vibrant Sarah was now a shadow of her former self, silenced by her own pride. For 5 long years she lived in this silence, her world devoid of the one thing that had defined her. And in the blink of an eye, Sarah's world came crashing down. The divine gift was gone, leaving behind a harsh lesson about pride and humility. A reminder that gifts, especially those of divine origin, should never be taken for granted or used with arrogance. For indeed, pride comes before a fall. Stripped of her voice, Sarah was plunged into a world of silence. This once vibrant songbird was now muted, her life's melody abruptly halted. The church that had once echoed with her divine voice was now a place she could hardly bear to enter. She was trapped in a world where the language of song, once her most fluent tongue, was now a foreign dialect. Sarah's life became a paradox. She was surrounded by noise, yet imprisoned in silence. The choir she had once led to celestial heights continued to sing, but their harmonies were now a poignant reminder of what she had lost. The church bells, once a call to worship, now told a mournful song of what had been. Her voice, once a beacon, was now a void. Her melodies, once a solace, were now an agony. The church, once her sanctuary, was now a fortress she dared not approach. The choir, once her family, was now a reminder of her solitude. 5 years of silent struggle ensued. 5 long years of desperate prayers, traditional remedies, and medical interventions, all in vain. 5 years of silent nights, silent days, silent tears. Yet even in her despair, Sarah clung to a sliver of hope. She held on to the belief that her voice was not lost forever, but merely sleeping, waiting for the right moment to awaken. It was this belief that sustained her through the silent years. But in the midst of despair, a spark of hope emerged. A young girl with an angelic voice rekindled hope in Sarah's heart. As the annual singing competition unfolded, Sarah, though a mere shadow of her former self, sat in the front row, a spark of hope flickering in her heart. She watched as a new group emerged, their voices harmonizing in a way that moved the audience to tears. Then a young girl of only 5 years took the stage. Her voice, pure and angelic, filled the hall, piercing the silence and stirring something deep within Sarah. It was like a call from the heavens, reaching out to a soul that had been lost in the wilderness for too long. Overcome with emotion, Sarah began to pray fervently, her heart filled with a desperate hope. She crawled towards the stage, her tears leaving a wet trail behind her. As she reached the young singer, she took her small hand in hers, praying with all her might for God to restore her sight and voice. She asked for forgiveness, vowing to use her voice only to glorify God if it were returned to her. And then it happened, the miracle they had all been waiting for. In that moment, as if touched by divine grace, Sarah's voice returned. It was as clear and beautiful as ever, ringing out in the hall like a bell. The congregation held their breath, their hearts filled with awe as they witnessed the power of humility and faith. Sarah's voice filled the hall, her song a testament to her journey and transformation. Her voice was a gift, a divine blessing that had been taken away due to her pride and arrogance. But now it was restored, a symbol of God's grace and a reminder of the importance of humility. In that miraculous moment, Sarah's voice returned, clear and beautiful as ever. The congregation wept with her, their hearts moved by her story. They had witnessed a miracle, a testament to the power of faith and the importance of a humble heart. Sarah's journey from pride to humility, from silence to song, served as a powerful reminder that the greatest gifts are meant to be shared with love and humility, not held in pride and arrogance. With the return of her voice, Sarah learned a valuable lesson. Her voice, once silenced by her own arrogance, was now a testament to humility and grace. Standing before the congregation, she spoke of her journey, her voice echoing in the hallowed hall. "I was proud," she confessed. "I took God's gift for granted, thinking it was mine to control, mine to flaunt. But I was wrong. This voice, it's not mine, it's a gift, a divine responsibility to share and honor." As the crowd listened, their hearts stirred with her words. Sarah's vow to use her voice only to glorify God resonated with them, a promise made not out of obligation, but out of gratitude and humility. She spoke of the dangers of arrogance, of forgetting that our gifts are just that, gifts, not entitlements. Her story served as a powerful reminder of God's grace and the importance of a humble heart. Sarah's journey from pride to humility, and her near loss of her divine gift, moved the hearts of many. Her transformation served as a powerful reminder for the congregation, showing them the importance of humility and love in the face of divine gifts. The echoes of her story continue to resonate, inspiring all who hear it. Dear viewers, if Sarah's story has touched your heart, do subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. Until then, remember to use your gifts with love and humility.